this message is just for you. You are good enough. This is the episode for you. If you are worried that fluency is an impossible dream and that it could never happen for you, I want to tell you that first of all, I get it, that I hear this so much, and that I made this video just for you. So one of the biggest hurdles facing a lot of the people that I work with is that they've put the idea of being fluent in the same box of unrealities as winning the lottery or becoming an Olympian. It's something that sounds amazing, sounds so impressive, but they genuinely do not believe it's possible for someone like them. And it makes sense, especially if we are living in a country where bilingualism either isn't common at all, or it's only common among communities born into it, where people start out using 2 or more languages. We start to see bilinguals as a kind of different or superior species. And then when we do hear stories of people who have learned a language later in life, we start to tell ourselves all kinds of stories about how that must have happened. You know, those people tend to have amazing memories. They're the extra disciplined types that study for 15 hours a day and never get tired. Or maybe they've got some innate talent that we'll never have. Maybe they have so much money or so much time or so many opportunities, and that's why they did it, and that's also why we never will. And from where you are right now, it might feel like an impossible gap. Like you're standing on the edge of a canyon with this huge chasm in front of you, and you know that fluency is on the other side somewhere, but you can't even see it, let alone figure out how to get there. But here is the good news, language learners. What you want, it exists, and it is possible, not just for the lucky few with exceptional DNA or loads of money to put towards tuition and travel. It is an entirely reasonable ambition, and it's okay for you to want it. You're allowed to believe it's possible, because it's absolutely possible. We just need to know what it is that we're aiming for. Because part of the problem is actually with the word fluency itself. It's a word that doesn't really mean a lot on its own. It's a word that needs to be constantly defined because it means something different to different people and in different contexts. So you need to know what fluency looks like for you. Is it being able to socialize with people in your new foreign city? Is it being able to do a PhD in that language in your specialist subject? Is it to be able to bring up children in that language? And so if you want a more in-depth look at the problems with the word fluency and how to define it for yourself, I did make a video specifically about this, which I will link now. But for today, I just want to say that fluency is not a place and it's not a pivotal moment where we're suddenly just able to do anything and everything in our new language. And actually, through every stage of our language learning, we can do things. As we progress, we'll be able to just pick out more odd words and then suddenly understand more songs and be able to watch more videos without relying on the subtitles. And we'll be able to have more conversations, even though we don't consider ourselves fluent yet. And then the conversations will get better and more interesting and more varied, and you still won't consider yourself fluent. And you'll find yourself then in more situations where you've got no idea what's going on. Because As you progress, your chats won't be as structured anymore, and people will start talking more freely around you and using more colloquial words. And you definitely won't feel fluent then, but you'll keep going. And then one day you'll just catch yourself speaking quite freely, or you'll realize you've read 5 pages of a really complicated book, or put together some flat pack furniture from a manual in your new language. You'll realize all of a sudden that loads of the things that felt really uncomfortable before, they just feel okay now. And you'll wonder, well, when did that happen? And loads of the things that would have exhausted you before, they just feel easier now. And so it's like building a tower of bricks. From this point onwards, everything you're doing with your language is building more bricks on top of your tower. With every brick, you'll be able to do more, say more, understand more, and express yourself more authentically. So let yourself dream about how high that tower can get. Give yourself permission to dream about being fluent in your language, whatever that might look like for you, without embarrassment, without thinking it feels arrogant. Because fluency is not mythical, and what you want is not an impossible dream. And every day you're working towards it, you're getting closer to it. So keep going, keep the faith, and you will get there. Have a wonderful day, and I will see you tomorrow.